You guys, we are back, and I apologize in advance for not posting a video recently. I've been caught up with stuff, was gone on a bachelor party. I'll put some clips in from that, and it has been a crazy little bit. But we've gotten 3 properties already this month. I'm gonna take you along on some appointments today, and ultimately we're gonna show you how I got a lead on Saturday from a Facebook ad that we are running and how I turned that into a contract yesterday for $37,000. And the place probably has a repaired value of $160, $170. So without further ado, let's jump into the video right now. So you guys, the deal that we just got yesterday was from one of our warm Facebook video ads. And what was this ad specifically talking about? Well, this ad was specifically referring to how an owner with a very distressed property, one that they don't want to repair, one that they don't want to fix up, one that they ultimately don't want to deal with anymore, how they can get rid of it without any worry and literally have an offer in hand within 30 minutes. Now, I was also listening to an audiobook this morning from Dan Kennedy, and he was referring to actually someone in the used car buying business, which is similar to the used house buying business, that they were acting as a short-term loan, a bank in the sense of allowing people to get the cash trapped in their car, trapped in their house, in as little as 10 to 14 days. And that's essentially what our unique selling proposition is, because we're closing on it in 21 days from now. We're gonna allow her another week and a half to live there before she purchases her next place, and it's a win for her, and it's ultimately a win for us because we're getting a property at a deep discount, and she is having someone solve her issue. So instead of having the same unique selling proposition as every other cash home buyer out there saying, we can buy your house fast, we can buy it as is, you don't need to make any repairs, and we can move on your timeline, what we are essentially going to cater our new messaging to, we will be your short-term lender, we will be your bank, meaning we will unlock the equity in your house, will allow you some time to move to find the next place, and you will have the problem solved of not having to worry about that distressed property anymore. But instead of walking through the exact scripting for that right now, let's jump in the car. We have to head to Beaver Dam. I am meeting with an owner who has 8 to 10 rentals that he's looking at selling, but he just wants to get us started on potentially the first one. So let's take you along on that journey. So we are sitting outside the house, road construction's going on. There's the house right there. I'm actually looking forward to this place, and kind of like I had mentioned before, what's going on here? The gentleman has been in the real estate industry niche for 54 years. So I'm assuming he's probably mid-70s, but his wife is running into some health issues. He wants to dispose of his properties. And the conversation was good, it was fun, it was pretty open. It wasn't one of those conversations that's like dragging on, and we were very friendly with one another to begin with. So I will show you guys some of the video footage of inside the place. Obviously it looks a little bit rough on the outside, but we will see how things go, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get a deal done here today. Not provide them an offer there on the spot. However, what I was doing, I was talking with him, I was chatting with him. He had sold multiple other properties, 4 in the last month, to another investor. And he said his biggest issue, why we were even having the conversation to begin with, is because every time he took that investor through the properties, all the guy did was talk bad about him. Meaning he understood already that there was issues going on, that the properties needed some deferred maintenance items and they needed some repairs. He didn't have to be reminded of that, and that is a huge pointer for you guys. And when you're walking through properties, you don't have to point out every single flaw or every single repair that's needed, because the owners already know, and all you're doing is breaking rapport one time after another when you do that. We did not end up with that deal. I called them back. I just got off the phone with the owner. I'm getting in my car right now, and Ron was not having it at the cash offer price. However, during the walkthrough, he had mentioned to me that he owns everything free and clear. So what I'm about to do, I'm not going to call him back here today and be like, oh, well, would you consider financing this, so on and so forth. What I'll do is mark a task for myself on Friday and just give him a shout and see, hey, Ron, would you be opposed to the idea of doing any sort of seller financing on these? I know you still want to stay in the business. However, like you heard, our cash offer price is extremely low. If we were to get some sort of help, we could definitely come up on that. But now I know you've been waiting to dive into how we are going to set up and customize our next Facebook ads campaign, how we're going to write out the script. So let's go through that together so you know exactly what you can do in your real estate business and start running Facebook ads for $5 a day, $10 a day, something extremely cheap that everyone can afford. We're sitting here outside in the outdoor office space and we are going to plan this video together. So first thing is first, we need to come up with a topic, a headline, some way to grab attention is people who need to unlock the trapped equity in their property. So what that'll sound or look like is this. Do you have a house that needs a little bit of TLC, that needs a little bit of work, that you need to pull the equity out of in order to move? If that is the case, then you're going to want to pay attention to the rest of this video, because what I'm about to go over is how to untrap the equity in your house, get the cash offer in hand, and then allow yourself some time to move out after the fact. Now that is the beginning part of the script, and now we want to build and add value in addition to that language. So this video will generally be 2 to 3 minutes long. It's not gonna be anything too complicated. And then once we're done, we're gonna edit it together. We're going to mash it together to get the best result, and then to put captions underneath. After stating that first introduction period, then we're gonna transition with this. Now my name is Carter Crowley. I'm the owner of CB Home Solutions, a local house buying company. Now chances are, if you're watching this video right now, if it piqued your interest, you might have a property that needs a little bit of work. And when I say a little bit of work, I mean it might need carpeting, it might need paint, it might need some foundation work, it could need a new roof, but you cannot move until you sell this property and get the money from that sale. What we have done in the past, which we can for surely help you with, and then we're gonna go into how we can actually help these owners. Because what we want to do is we want to give them and provide them value in hopes that they will reach out to us. So it's a very simple script, but you have to say it with enthusiasm so people are not like,
hey, this is Carter with CB Home Solutions. If you have a house that needs work, feel free to call us.
Because ultimately, if you do that, you're gonna get no response. Script it out, edit it together, and then perfect it once and for all. Now after this, we would actually go into the call to action with what we want them to do, which is simple. Now what I want you to do, if this sounds anything of interest to you, just go to flipfoxvalley.com. There's a form there on the main page. Fill that out, and then I or Joe will reach out to you right away and have a conversation, see if your property might be a good fit for us and we might be a good fit for you. Of course, there's no obligation, there's never any pressure. We'll just have a straight up honest conversation with you to see if it might work out. Like I said, just go to flipfoxvalley.com and inquire there. And by doing a warm advertisement like that, you are getting in front of people who have already seen your past ads. They might have seen a image ad of yours, they might have seen a previous video ad, and what you're doing is just setting the anchor in their mind that I do have options. I can sell my fixer-upper place, I can use the equity to move into a rental, to move into another property, and I don't have to feel pressured from some outside force to sell and do all these repairs and stuff that I really truly cannot afford to do. Now if you guys want to learn how to run Facebook ads like this properly and you need a place to get started, click and watch my video right here where I go through an entire tutorial on how we run Facebook ads in our real estate investing business. Otherwise, peace. I'll see you in the next video.